Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this, which is our review of Clash of Champions. I'm Chriz, aka the Mole, coming
Yes.
out of nowhere. Probably should hold it more. Can you see the RKO yet?
I can see the RKO. Perfect.
I'm going to use air quotes for the RKO, but I was holding on my t-shirt just because he's doing it backwards. But I don't care. It's out of nowhere. It's a really funny Christmas top.
It is.
Out of nowhere. But yeah, basically, yeah, and he's James Phoenix.
I am.
Yep. And yeah, the pre-show happened, and then we had the pay-per-view, which the first match on the card was Bobby Roode versus Baron Corbin versus Dolph Ziggler for the US title, which is a really fucking good match.
Just for the benefit of the audience, I did not actually see the pay-per-view, so I'm just hearing about all this.
And then Goldberg came out the crowd and speared everyone and became US champion. Then he pointed at the WrestleMania sign and said he's going to challenge Miz to unify the titles at WrestleMania.
Wow.
Then Miz came out and pointed at the sign and said, no, he's going to challenge Enzo to unify all three titles. Okay, no. But basically, this match, like I said, it was a solid match. They had great back and forth. There was an exchange at the end, which I don't want to spoil for people who are going to go back and watch it. It's really fucking good. The only reason I'm not going to spoil it is if I say what moves happened in exactly which sequence, it'll do it. Obviously, I'm going to spoil who wins. But I'm like, that's segment. That's really cool to watch. And you'll be like, because it's one of those things where you're not going to expect the ending to happen the second it happens. And then the second it does, you're like, And the winner is Dolph Ziggler, which is really weird because most people thought Dolph was going to be in this match to eat the pin.
Yeah.
So that Baron Corbin could either keep his title or look strong, depending on which one won. Or Bobby Roode could either look strong or, you know what I mean, or get the title, depending on which way it went, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I could see him being the one to eat the pin. When he wins, I'm like, what? I'm actually okay with this. Because out of the three of them, I argue Dolph Ziggler is the one I'd want most as champion. Because Baron Corbin, as much I like Baron Corbin, but he doesn't really have it, if that makes sense. And Bobby Roode, I like Bobby Roode in TNA. Now his gimmick consists of one word, and that's just saying the word glorious, which isn't a gimmick. I'm like, oh no, he needs more. But Dolph, I'm like, I know Dolph was considering leaving soon, so hopefully this is signs that he's renewed.
Hopefully.
And yeah, I'm like, yay. And I actually like this non-HBK-ish Dolph Ziggler. I say non-HBK-ish because while he does a super kick, let's not say Shawn Michaels is the only one to do a super kick. However, he's not quite doing the showstopper and talk about how he's Shawn Michaels pretty much and saying the same lines as much. So it works. They've kind of evolved him slightly.
Good.
Then, after this match, we have another really great, solid match, which is a fatal four-way tag team match between the Usos, the New Day, Rusev, and what the hell's his name? The guy that sings.
Aiden English.
Aiden English, yeah. And we have Chad Gabriel and Palette Swapped, Kurt Angleson. Okay, Shelton Benjamin. I like Shelton Benjamin, but this team, I don't like this team because it feels like, we just moved him there to have Kurt Angle's son. This is a good substitute. They're not the same as American Alpha were. And American Alpha weren't great. I'm not going to say they were. There was a reason they were getting hardly any reactions at one point. But this just feels like a pale imitation of something that got no reaction.
Yeah.
Like, if anything, you should have made Chad go singles.
That would have been cool.
Or if you're going to put him in a tag team, make it a completely different gimmick.
Yeah.
But yeah, this match was solid, and the winner of this match was the Usos, who keep their title.
Good for them.
Which I'm glad because I like I love the Usos. And I love the gangster Usos the most when they're coming out doing lockdown over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
Because we had like the New Day do their little segment, which was fine for New Day fans. And so when the Usos came out did their stuff where they talk about, oh, you were singing, for Rusev Day. And like, oh, you were singing. Well, we got a song for you. And he keeps saying a word, and the other one just keeps going, lockdown, blah, blah, lockdown, blah, lockdown. You're like, oh, that's funny. And of course, it's welcome to the Uso Penitentiary. I'm like, oh, I love the Uso Penitentiary. Like, I was like, the Usos just seem cool at the moment. I don't know why. They just really seem cool.
Day one is age.
Yep. Which, I like the Usos, which that was cool. Then after this match, we go to, was it the Divas match next or the squash match?
Oh, it was a women's match.
Anyway, it was the lumberjack match featuring Natalia versus Charlotte.
Wouldn't it be a lumberjill match?
Nope, they specifically called it lumberjack. They've got away with doing the stupid names for it. But yeah, the lumberjack match, which only did one thing.
Okay.
Highlighted the fact there's no fucking faces on SmackDown for women. Because now, and the reason I'm saying that now is because I didn't want people to think I was racist by saying Naomi stood out by being the only one of her kind at ringside, because that instantly seems more racist. But every other person at ringside was a heel, and then Naomi. Like, obviously Becky wasn't there. Becky's the other face they have. But it's like, wait, the whole, like, it even got to the point where Charlotte's on the outside, and the welcoming committee and the Riot Squad got into a fight about who gets to beat up Charlotte.
Okay, then.
Because they're the lumberjacks, and Naomi's like the only face. Well, I'm like, what is this?
Jeez.
Like, normally lumberjack matches, they're not good. No one likes a good no one likes a lumberjack match. But they're normally about 50-50 in terms of faces and heels. Because the idea is the face goes over, the heels beat them up. The heel goes over, the faces beat them up.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, it's like, no. No, what? Naomi's going to do all the face work herself? No. But Charlotte basically got beat up for 90% of the match, then came back at the end.
Nice.
As is her shtick at the moment.
Yep.
But then Charlotte won. But Natalia cut a promo at the end, which basically said, "You've all turned your back on me, so I'm going to turn my back on you." To the WWE Universe and the women in the back, which to me sounds like she might be retiring or taking time off.
Okay.
I know the internet had a field day with, did she just turn heel when she's already heel? And I'm like, she may have just retired, at least show some respect.
Yeah.
But that happened, and I was like, oh, okay, hopefully she hasn't retired. Hopefully it's just time off.
Yeah, hopefully.
Next is the squash match, isn't there?
Yep.
The Basham brothers going one-on-one with the Fashion Disasters. And I know that's not their names, but no, Breezango and the Bludgeon Brothers, or Bludgeon, whatever the hell they're called. I think it's Bludgeon Brothers.
Yep, you got it.
Which at first, Breezango starts to pull up a bit of offense. Like, oh, this isn't going to be a squash match.
Then it was a squash match?
Then he caught one of them. I'm like, oh, God. And the other one just got to lay down. Like, oh, God. And it just turned into a squash match.
Oof.
I'll admit, I actually kind of had a hope in my head that I didn't think I'd have.
Huh.
I was hoping the Ascension would come out.
Okay.
Just because of the Fashion Files, where they've been arguably the best part, they're clearly now buddies with Breezango. I kind of thought they might come out and save their buddies, and then build up Basham Brothers versus the Ascension as a feud.
That would have made sense.
But no, they just squashed them.
Poor Breezango.
Which, that was a shame. Which some people said, why was this match so soon on the card? Shouldn't it be the match to wind down the crowd before the main event? Which I'm like, the main event, as much as I don't think he's as terrible as people make out, the main event's Jinder Mahal.
Mm-hmm.
The crowd's not going to be on their feet.
No.
It's not like it's like It's not like it's like Goldberg Brock was, or the Brock Cena, or
Yeah.
something like that. It's not like people are gonna be like, yes, we need to cheer, so we need to wind down the crowd so they can breathe and then cheer loudly. But yeah, after this we had a really confusing match, but it was actually really fun.
Okay.
For me it was fun anyway.
Okay.
I think that was this one, the tag match.
Because it's only this is the main event left, so.
Yeah, Randy Orton and Who Gives a Crap Randy Orton and Shinsuke Nakamura versus Kevin Owens and his Who Gives a Crap. I mean, Sami Zayn. No, I like heel Sami Zayn. With Shane McMahon as a referee and Daniel Bryan as a referee. Stipulation is if Kevin Owens' team loses, they're fired not just from SmackDown but from all of WWE.
Yeah, somehow they have the authority to do that.
Technically, they can because instead of releasing them from the show, if you release them from the full WWE and blacklist them,
True.
like a company can do, you could, in theory, from a storyline standpoint, be able to do that. Which then begs the question: all the other times you fight someone, why haven't you done that? Of not just SmackDown or Raw, the whole thing, because then otherwise you're just basically handing talent to your competition.
Basically.
But yeah. During this matchup, the two referees get into an argument.
Of course they do.
And then they decide a really stupid thing, but I only mention it because the commentators mention it a hell of a lot. They essentially draw a line down the middle of the ring. They don't actually draw a line down the ring, but they decide, okay, I'm gonna referee all the stuff in this side. You do all the stuff in this side of the ring.
Okay then.
It is worth noting Daniel Bryan did try to counter 3 count, but Kevin Owens pushed Shane into him. Due to interrupt that, so Daniel Bryan didn't do anything wrong. Which brings me to my point of Shane's meant to be the face, although he's clearly going really heelish and vindictive at this point.
Yeah, a little bit.
Because during the matchup, he goes on Daniel Bryan's side of the ring, which they only agreed upon like 5 minutes ago, and goes 1, 2, and just doesn't count the third, and just doesn't count the 3 count for Sami Zayn.
Ooh.
And everyone's like, what the hell? And Shane's just like, no. And even Daniel Bryan's like, what the hell are you doing? Then they get into an argument bit. Kevin Owens goes to cheap shot Randy Orton, needs an RKO out of nowhere. But then basically, then they keep having the argument bit. Sami Zayn quickly rolls up Orton on Shane McMahon's side of the ring, and Daniel Bryan jumps down and goes 1, 2, 3, dead fast. So Sami Zayn wins. Which, as Corey Graves pointed out, and the other commentator, why would he do that? That's such a fast count. Like Corey Graves pointed out, yes, but if Shane hadn't not counted, Sami Zayn would have won at this point. All Daniel Bryan did is correct the mistake.
True.
Which is weird, because when they won, and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are doing the yap, 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 the crowd are actually going, yes, yes, yes. Or I think some of them did go yap. But they're going, yes, yes, like they're actually getting behind Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn now.
Nice.
Also, Orton's hair looks weird.
Yeah, I noticed that the last couple of weeks it's looked weird.
Yeah, last couple of weeks though, it's been down more than this. This one's actually more spiked a bit at the front, more than it's been. To me, it looked like 2K whenever they decide to do a Legends model and they use the current face and just shove it on the old body. It's clearly Viper face on Legend Killer body.
Ah, okay.
Which I have to say, what the hell? I think WWE has realized they're old, that Cena and Orton and stuff like that are now considered old by a lot of people.
Yeah.
So Randy Orton's bringing back his hair from when he was young, just like Cena did. So the crowd won't think of him as old as much, I'm guessing.
Maybe.
But I would argue WWE Network lets them know that they're old because they can just type in John Cena and see like 15 years of matches or 20 years of matches and be like,
Pretty
oh
much.
yeah, he's old.
Oh yeah.
But that happened. But like I said, that match, I'm actually interested because I want to know what the hell's happening. Are they actually building to Shane versus Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania? Like, has he been cleared to wrestle?
It's a good question.
Because it's possible he's been cleared and just isn't saying anything. Which,
Ah.
if that's the case, that could be one of the better kept secrets.
Could be.
Because I know he went in months ago to try and get tested, but they never said what happened with the test.
They did
So
not.
everyone just assumed it's wrong. If he's been allowed to wrestle again, like Kurt, where he's allowed to do it just safely,
Mhm.
that could happen. And I will say that won't be the dumbest mistake Vince makes this week, considering he's now making his own football league.
I saw something in an article, XFL 2.0. What?
It's called the UFL,
Oh, for God's sake.
the United Football League. I will argue, though, that's not a stupid decision.
Okay.
Per se. I just made the joke that it was a stupid decision because everyone's going to make the XFL jokes. The reason I say it's not a stupid decision is with all the protests and stuff that people have been doing and all the bullshit political stuff that's been going on recently, you've now got players, and the players who are protesting, some people argue, don't seem to look like they give a shit about the actual sport. Whether or not they do is neither here nor there. That's not my place to judge. But the ratings for the NFL have gone down now. If another football league could come up and say that they're not about all that stuff that's making people look at the football wrong now, it could actually garner a bit of support. And I don't think it'll be NFL big, but it could be profitable, which is all they need it to be.
So what we're saying is that Vince is making the Impact Wrestling of football.
Kind of. Although I would argue no, because isn't Impact just all the washed up ones? This is probably going to be people who weren't quite good enough to have made it.
True. Well, like I said, it is now, but it wasn't always. I mean, they're the guys that brought everybody: AJ Styles, Bobby Roode,
To be
Xavier
fair,
Woods before he came over.
To be fair, the first Impact featured Jeff Jarrett and Scott Hall.
Fair.
Or Jeff Jarrett and X-Pac. It's always had older people. While it did have AJ Styles and Samoa Joe and some younger people, it also had like Kurt Angle after he was kind of not as good as he was in WWE, in my opinion, and other older people. But yeah, Vince has found out that the ratings have gone down for the other one, and it looks like if he does this, he could get the ratings that they've lost, and he could get them onto his, which isn't an entirely terrible idea. I could see it working.
Yeah, from a business perspective, it makes sense.
Yeah, and worse comes to, and with it being football and stuff as well, I don't think it'll cost as big money as WWE normally does to produce. And if he can make money off it, I'd be interested to see what happens. And with it being his own football as well, he could also make the thing of he already has a network to show stuff on.
That's true. He does.
But I don't know if he would show it on the WWE network because that's just for wrestling, and some people might say that cheapens it.
True.
But then we have our main event, which is Jinder Mahal versus AJ Styles. Not in a terrible match, but it wasn't a great match either.
Mm-hmm.
Like AJ still looked great in the match, which is why, like I said, it wasn't a terrible match. But it just wasn't anything to write home about either. Like I think their first SmackDown match was better.
Mm.
But it did what it needed to do, give some closure to the feud, hopefully.
Hopefully.
So it'll be AJ versus Nakamura or something at WrestleMania. That's the one they seem to have teased, and Nakamura's had zero build-up in WWE that's warranted at WrestleMania. So all the fans are booed when people got that style push. Will totally love it now because they're not at all, of course, massive hypocrites.
No.
Which I argue Nakamura's not ready for WrestleMania.
I can kind of agree.
Only because a big part of WrestleMania is the promos.
Yes.
and the selling, because it's a giant show. Since its inception, it's always been about mixing celebrities and wrestling and rock and wrestling and being cool and all about the showmanship. Nakamura doesn't have a mouthpiece. Like literally this week on SmackDown, literally Randy Orton had to cut the whole promo for him, and then I think it was Renee in the ring said to him, "Now, do you agree with that?" And he went, "Yes," and that was it. And it was the best promo he's cut because he wasn't the one talking.
That actually made sense, though, because what he said was, yeah, because they were mocking the Kevin Owens Sami Zayn thing. So that actually did make sense. But yeah, he can't talk for crap very well.
Yeah, it made sense that they were mocking him, but I was like, that's the only word he said in the entire promo.
Yeah.
Therefore, and it's the best one he's got. So, yeah. But overall, it wasn't a terrible feud. I mentioned it sort of went, it was great at the beginning, downhill, up for the Kevin Owens match, and went back downhill a little bit for the AJ match.
Okay.
And I will also say it's one of the few times I'm going to say this. Pre-show match was actually one of the better matches.
Oh, okay.
Of Mojo Rawley versus Zack Ryder. Which I also argue should have been on the card.
Yeah.
Swap that with tag team squash match.
Yes.
Because that had no build up, pretty much. This one had actually storytelling. It had a build up. It was a storyline that was active. Mojo won, but which is fine, so the crowd wouldn't be too into it anyway. And it wasn't amazing, but it was a pretty good caliber match ish, if that makes sense. So I'm like, it kind of belonged on the card just for Zack Ryder versus Mojo, because their storyline's been one of the better storylines on SmackDown, as opposed to we're going to fight the Basham brothers because they have a hammer.
They did technically try to build it up. They don't know how because they were 2B that had been referenced and built up through all the Fashion Files episodes was supposed to be the stick. But you don't know that because they decided, the last episode to build up. No one needs to see that. Put it on WWE.com. No one needs to see that.
Yeah, but I don't remember. It had like no build up, and even the Fashion Files, I'd argue, isn't build up because that was before they were even put as the Basham, as the Bludgeon Brothers. Therefore, we don't even know. Therefore, it seems more out of nowhere. It's like Kingdom Hearts writing.
Yeah.
Where besides maybe you, most of the even diehard fans on like the Kingdom Hearts web pages and stuff like that have said they don't even understand the story. They're like, they just make this shit up. It should have ended with 2. Is what most fans are saying. But like I said, overall, it wasn't a terrible match. And as this is our only pay-per-view for December, I believe.
It is.
Unless the other one's on the 30th.
Nope. Next one's a Rumble.
Okay. Then yeah, it's good because that means we've had a goodish pay-per-view in December. I'm okay with this.
Good.
That was Chriz, aka Jimol. And that was James Phoenix. And join us, I think it's Tuesday.
It is.
For Die Hard.
Correct.
Yep.